did. And I have to say that was pretty damn brave of him because, you know, Trump was nowhere to be seen. This guy is elsewhere proposing that, you know, we arm the teachers, which in most cases would be logical. The only problem is, you know, as far as schooling goes, the last thing you want to do is, you know, put more guns in school. And then when you really think about it, a lot of these teachers, I mean, take guns out of the equation. Most of these teachers, it's like the teachers are overwhelmed. In many cases, they're underpaid. In many cases, they're overworked. The teachers are under so much fucking stress that the last thing you want to do is put guns in their hands. Now, logically, it does make sense to have guns in the hands of the teachers because you think about, okay, well, if there's a school shooting, you know, instead of the person being able to just shoot the place up and walk unchallenged up and down these schools, the hallways, and shooting people in the back, you'd think that, okay, maybe a teacher could pop out of their classroom and fire a couple of shots off at the asshole and maybe take him down. The problem is you got to factor in, okay, number one, are the teachers, if they were, let's say there's teachers who, because, you know, there's a lot of teachers who own guns. I'm one of them. You know, I own guns. There's a lot of gun owners out there, I should say. There's a lot of people with CCW permits. There's a lot of people who have concealed carry. There's a lot of people who have guns mounted on their wall. You know I'm one of them because if you watch my playlist, you know that I have like AR-15s. You know, I got Desert Eagle. You know, I got Kemba 45. You know, I got the shotgun Benelli Supernova. So, you know, I'm pro-Second Amendment. But the thing about it is, you're putting in a factor where the gun shouldn't be an issue. You're adding schools. You're adding kids shooting each other. You're talking about kids. See, the issue really isn't the guns. The issue is the person who's doing the shooting. We lost 3,000 people on 9/11, and not a single gun was used. Oklahoma City bombing killed over 1,000 people. Not a single gun was used. So the problem that I have is that people themselves are prone to killing other people. Cain killed Abel. He didn't use a single gun. Pharaoh slaughtered babies. He didn't use a single gun. So you have to be logical about this. The problem is that you've got people who've decided that not only do their lives suck and that they're not worth anything, but that they're going to go out killing as many people as they possibly can, to which is the reason why the AR-15 is the weapon of choice. First of all, it's inexpensive. It's easy to shoot, holds 30 rounds. So basically, the AR-15 is like a really big pistol. Now, my issue, like, with this guy fucking Rubio, as far as I'm concerned, the GOP is fucked in November. And you know I've been saying it. Now, you know, like, people think, oh, yeah, well, you used to be I thought you were a Trump supporter. I thought you were a Trump supporter. No. I don't support anybody except myself. I don't have tattoos. I do not proliferate any ideology except my own. Now, people thought I was a Trump supporter simply because I was saying things that they agreed with. And as soon as I stopped saying things they agree with, now I'm just another black liberal or some shit. I don't give a fuck about your labels. I really don't care. You can call me whatever you want. I'll just block you, ban you, and I won't listen to you. I just don't care. My thing is, I side on the side of logic and objectivity. The simple fact of the matter is, the GOP is facing a generation. 4 million of these kids are going to get the right to vote by November. 4 million of them. Now, Hillary Clinton, you could say whatever you want about Hillary, call her Hillary, you could call her a shitty politician, you could say she's an idiot, you can say whatever you want. The reality of the situation is Hillary won the popular vote by over 3 million votes, but she lost the Electoral College by only 100,000 votes in places where she needed it to be. So the issue is Hillary would have won the election if not for the Electoral College. Now, imagine what's going to happen come November when all of these angry kids come out to vote against the GOP, and they're specifically voting against the NRA. And please, when you're on Facebook arguing, I'm sick and tired of these people bringing up George Soros and fucking, well, what is it? The guy Obama was hanging with. I don't even know their name. I don't even know all these guys' names because I've never met them. I know nothing about them. I don't care about them. But the sad thing is so many people are anti-Semitic that they love bringing up some mystery, shadowy Jewish figure somewhere and using that person as a scapegoat. They're talking about fucking George Soros. I guarantee you, if you go into the black neighborhoods, you ask them who knows George Soros, who's that is, none of them know who the fuck know George Soros is. That's some bullshit that was made up by Sean Hannity and Fox News and all those conservative shit retards like Rush Limbaugh and that moron motherfucker Alex Jones. None of the people in the black community or the Hispanic community know who the fuck George Soros is, nor do they care. Those people do not know who they are and they do not care. So they're busy talking about George Soros and George Soros voting machines, and they're talking all this shit. But the reality of the situation is it's much, much deeper than that. The simple fact of the matter is you're witnessing the rise of the social media sociopath. You've got suicidal people who normally would kill themselves and just themselves, like quietly in a basement or an attic, they would kill themselves. But no, they've decided that instead of just going out, what they want to do is they want to go out in a blaze of glory. And they've decided that what they're going to do is that they're going to kill as many people as they can possibly kill so that they can get on Encyclopedia Dramatica's high score list, which I'm going to post a link to because a lot of people don't know about it. The sad thing is, Encyclopedia Dramatica, unlike this shitty media where you got CNN, MSNBC shit, and fucking Fox News, some of the satirists actually do a better job of reporting the news than these goddamn media stations. And the reality of the situation is mass killings have been going on for a very, 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 very long time. And only now, these people, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, these people make their money. They get their money. They get their viewers when mass murders happen. They get their viewers when regular shootings happen. They get their viewers when police shootings happen. These people, their end goal is to keep you watching their shitty fucking channels and to keep listening to their opinionated journalism. Whatever happened to objectivity? Whatever happened to John McLaughlin and the McLaughlin Group where you didn't have to deal with just pure opinionated bullshit? When you watch Fox News, it's pathetic. It's like you watch Fox News. Hey, Xbox, watch Fox News. When you watch Fox News, all you're looking at is hot women with hot legs and shit, and they got these round tables and they're sitting around talking and you're staring at their legs and shit. It's ridiculous. And MSNBC, Xbox, watch MSNBC. Right now, the president's talking about gun control. This fucking idiot. I'm so annoyed that all of these experts and professionals don't understand what they're dealing with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a megalomaniac sociopath, and these people do not understand this guy. I knew who this guy was in the very beginning. That's why I knew he was going to bully everybody else. He was going to get the Republican nomination, and then there would be no way that Hillary could stop this guy from destroying her. That's why anybody who watched my videos, they already know that I called Donald Trump winning 2 years before the fucking guy won. And I was the only person who was consistent with that because I knew what they were dealing with. This guy is a troll. And a lot of people do not understand fucking trolling. Trolling means that, yeah, I'm going to attack you. I'm going to get as many people on my side as I can to help me attack you. I'm going to exploit your weaknesses, and you're going to lose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ban you. I'm going to block you and make it so you can't talk back. And once I do that, you've lost. You've already lost. Hillary had no idea what the fuck she was doing with this guy. Xbox, watch MSNBC. Yeah, these people they have no idea what they're dealing with. I knew who this guy was in the very beginning. I knew exactly who this guy was. MSNBC and all this stupid liberal PhD holding losers who have those bullshit PhDs from fucking no school. It's just bullshit. These people, they're throwing out all these theories and all this knowledge like Tai Lopez. And these fuckers have no idea what they're dealing with. So basically what's going to happen, these kids are going to come out against the GOP. They're going to vote the GOP out. The GOP is going to lose power just like in 2006. And then what's going to happen is Donald Trump's going to be a lame duck for 2 years. And after that lame duck term, he's going to be voted out. Or if they don't try to impeach his ass, because I'm pretty sure Mueller has got evidence and he's waiting till November before he releases anything. See, right now, Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh, they're doing their best to try to discredit Mueller. But the thing about it is Mueller knows that even if he has something on Trump and he brings it forward, the GOP Congress still controls whether or not this guy gets impeached. So Mueller is playing a game of chess. He is not going to release any of that information up until he sees that Congress come November. Because if it's a Democrat-controlled Congress, you can bet that this dude right here is getting impeached. You can bet on it. You can bet on it. As sure as the day is 24 hours long, you can bet this guy is getting impeached. But simply put, this whole thing about what is this? Trump calls for arming gun adept teachers. First of all, teachers, I don't know if you pay attention to tax law. Teachers have like a $250 tax deduction stripped away from them called Teacher's Choice, where they're allowed to buy stuff for their classroom. $250 is bullshit when you're trying to buy stuff for a modern classroom. Teachers, and most good teachers, are spending over $1,000 for their classroom every single year. So $250 is a joke. Here's my question, assholes. Who's going to pay for these guns? Do you know how much a gun costs? My Kimber 45 was damn near $800 or $900. Who's going to pay for the guns? What, you think the teachers are going to buy the Glocks themselves? Who the fuck is going to pay for these guns? The government's not going to do it. Furthermore, imagine a school shooting and the teachers have to run out into the hallway and they're looking for the person to shoot. Do you think that maybe there'd be a crossfire? Do you think maybe there'd be an issue with, what is it called, hostage taking? Could you imagine a kid who's trying to shoot up the school and a teacher pops out of the classroom? First thing that bastard's going to do is take a hostage. The teachers aren't trained for that shit. You think about most of these teachers. I want you to think about your teacher. Would you trust your teacher with a fucking gun? Your teacher is not Dirty Harry. It's not going to happen. So for this asshole to even suggest arming the teachers, yeah, there are some of these red states that might try that bullshit, because I know like Texas, they allow some AR-15 holding school safety guards and I have no problem with arming a guard at the school. I have no problem with that, because if you have like 2 or 3 school safeties or police or veterans or something that are doing school safety, that's one thing. But if you arm the fucking teachers, you're taking a risk of crossfires, hostage taking. And imagine this. Imagine that you got a teacher who now has to make the decision to blow one of their kids' head off, their former students blow their head off because they're trying to stop that kid from killing other kids. Do you think a teacher's going to be able to make that decision in a split second? Do you think that if a teacher suddenly turns and shoots a student who is trying to do a mass murder, what do you think is going to happen when the SWAT team gets there? Because the first thing that happens with these school shootings is the SWAT team comes. Now imagine you got teachers shooting back and forth with the students. Imagine that shit. Now, granted, all teachers do not have to be armed. I'm not saying that they got to arm all the teachers like this fucking idiot is. I'm just saying, if they arm 4 or 5 concealed carriers, that might help. Problem is, you've done 2 things. Number one, you've put more guns into the school, and now you've added another element that's totally uncontrollable and will have unforeseen consequences. It's not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Now, and some people say, oh, yeah, well, schools just need God because there's so much violence in them. Well, the thing about it is, I think your issue is much bigger than that, because the thing about it is, when you really look at most of these kids, a lot of these kids have gone to church. A lot of these mass murderers have done what they've done, claiming that they're doing it for God. And I'm not just talking about the white Christian heterosexual males. I'm talking about, it could be the Muslim shooters. It could be the few non-white Hispanic and non-white black shooters that you have had, because you have had some like Colin Ferguson. Some of these people are just fucking crazy. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, the death penalty is beyond the fact, because you're talking about people who are suicidal. They don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, I don't think a lot of you understand somebody who just doesn't give a fuck. And then you talk about the drugs and the psychedelic drugs and this, that, and other. Well, yeah, that could be a factor in it. But a lot of these people are not, I wouldn't consider them insane. It's just that they're angry and they're homicidal and they're suicidal. And these people will kill everybody they can kill. And then when they run out of bullets, they'll kill themselves. And then God forbid they run out of bullets, then they can't shoot themselves. Then they'll wait for the cops to get there and they'll let the cops shoot them. Or they'll do a suicide by cop. These people don't give a fuck. So your only option, you have 2 options. You can either try to find out who these people are and get them psychological help, and maybe listen to the shit that they're saying and try to get them help. Or you have to kill them first, because there is no middle ground. Because one way or another, it doesn't even have to be a fucking AR-15. These guys are taking trucks and running people down with trucks. Imagine one of these bastards takes a Mack truck, rents a Mack truck from Home Depot or Lowe's, and decides to find a, a crowd, and just run them down. Forget it. They don't even need trucks. If they want to really kill a lot of people in a crowd, all they need is a really powerful Mustang. Because, you know, those Mustangs, they kill a lot of people every year. because people, they leave the car shows, and when they leave the car shows, they try to do burnouts. Next thing you know, they've killed like 3 or 4 people. So my thing is, you got to ban the Mustangs. You got to definitely ban those fucking Mustangs, especially those raw supercharged Mustangs. You got to ban them shits because God forbid these freaking terrorists find out about those. And I think there's a GT500 coming. Could you imagine those terrorists get their hands on a GT500? They're going to run down entire crowds of people. They're going to run down an entire crowd. And they might not even do it on purpose. They'll just be doing a burnout. Next thing you know, there's like 17 people dead. They got to do something. They got to ban those Mustangs. They got to ban these Lowe's and Home Depot trucks. They can't let you have those trucks unless they know that you're going to do work with them. And then, they don't have to. I mean, the AR-15 is responsible for fewer deaths than the average bomb that somebody makes out of pipe bombs. I mean, come on, man. This shit is crazy. And then you got this asshole right here. Oh, yeah, we're just going to arm the teachers. We're going to arm the teachers. Yeah, give all the teachers Desert Eagles. Yeah, give all the teachers Kimber 45. Now, mind you, the problem is with Donald Trump, what y'all don't understand about a troll is how he can shift a good troll can shift your attention from one thing to the next, and you can't pay attention to anything. Where's the wall? Where are the, quote unquote, where are the Mexicans going to pay for the wall? Where's the wall? Xbox, watch CNN. Xbox, watch CNN. Where are the walls? Where are the Mexicans going to pay for the wall? See, Trump is keeping y'all moving so fast that y'all have no idea what the fuck is going on. Now, I see it, but most of you can't understand it because you're not used to dealing with trolls. You're just not used to dealing with trolls. My man Trump has got your attention fucked up so much. First of all, you haven't seen his taxes. There is no wall. The Mexicans aren't going to pay for no wall. You have no idea what your tax liability is going to be. You got Fox News telling you, oh, yeah, well, you're going to save $4,000, $5,000. Meanwhile, the national debt is going to keep rising, and the inflation on your money is going to be you're going to be fucked. Let me tell you something. If they don't do something about Social Security now, and they don't take care of this healthcare bullshit now, and they don't work on these things, let me tell you something. You're never retiring. You're going to end up prostituting yourself just to make enough money to have your diabetes medication. Let me tell you something. These people have got you people they got you by the balls. And I blame these media stations for not asking the hard questions. I tell you what they need to do is they need to hire me, because obviously these people don't know shit, and they also don't know how to ask the hard questions. Like this guy right here, I don't care what he's saying. I should mute that motherfucker. It doesn't even matter what he's saying because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. He doesn't know nothing. You can take one look at this little pencil neck. You know he never fired no AR-15. I got 2 of them. He don't know nothing. He doesn't know nothing. I don't know why you even watch these people. Xbox, watch Fox News. Xbox, watch Fox News. There we go. Yeah, this little pencil neck, he doesn't know shit. What is this? Yeah, I mean, these are our leaders. I never, when I was a kid, I never imagined that our leaders would suck this much. I never imagined that our leaders would be so weak and stupid. I never imagined it. In fact, I never imagined that these people would be, look at this guy. He doesn't know what's going on. This guy doesn't know what's going on. Look at this guy. Hey, excuse me, President Trump, where's the wall? Excuse me, President Trump, where are the Mexicans going to pay for it? I want to see the wall, and I want to see the Mexicans. Yeah, see, he looked at me. He knows I'm talking to him. Hey, President Trump, I'm using telepathy right now. President Trump, where is the wall? Where are the Mexicans going to pay for the wall? Because you can fool the rest of these losers. You can't fool me. Where's the wall, bro? Where's the wall? I want to see the wall. I want to see the Mexicans going to pay for it. And on top of that, where's your taxes? I want to see your taxes. I want to see those taxes. And on top of that, Mueller's outside the room. He's waiting to get his hands right on your ass. Mueller's right outside the room. And as soon as he comes in the room, he's going to grab you by the ass. You know how you grab people by the pussy. He's going to grab you by the ass. And that's coming, buddy. You know it's coming. So, enjoy your last couple of fucking months as president, because that shit's not going to mean nothing come November, buddy. Yeah, you got the rest of these people fooled, not me. Not me. I already know what it is. Everybody needs to elect me. When they elect me, then we're going to get some serious shit done. Yeah, gun control doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense because the simple fact is like, they're like, oh yeah, well, Australia had mass murders. And in 96, they said, we're going to buy back the guns. And this way we're not going to have no more murders. And guess what? We haven't had a single mass murder. Yeah, but there's a difference. Australia is a fucking island. We have open borders with Canada and Mexico. If somebody wants to get a gun down here, it doesn't make sense for America alone to ban, like, even if America banned guns, there's guns in Canada and there's plenty of guns in fucking Mexico. And them shits come up from South America. You can't even stop drugs from getting in. There's too much of a market for it. People want to kill each other, and they're just going to use whatever they can use to do it. Let me tell you something. If you want to stop gun murders, what you got to do is you got to make everybody bulletproof clothing and helmets. Now, I know you think that sounds crazy, but guess what? If everybody had bulletproof clothing and helmets, which we could foreseeably make because we got like carbon fiber and shit like that, if you gave everybody bulletproof clothing and helmets, that would create an issue. Your bullets would do nothing, so you wouldn't be able to shoot people. And if you can't shoot people, then the cops are going to be like, well, wait a minute, how are we supposed to kill these minorities if we have bulletproof clothing? It's like, how am I supposed to shoot a black guy 40 times if he's running around like fucking Black Panther and he's got a nano suit on? So if you got bulletproof clothing and bulletproof helmets, now they can't kill you with bullets. So guess what? Then the government will go back to the drawing board and they'll have plasma rifles and they'll have laser rifles and laser swords and shit like on Star Wars, because they got to figure out a way to kill you. It's not enough for you to be running around bulletproof. No, they have to figure out a way to kill you. If we all had you know how they say the president's got a bulletproof suit? Like, if you type up bulletproof suit on YouTube, they got a guy who makes bulletproof suits down in South America. So you know that they got like carbon ceramic technology in this guy's shirt and shit. Like, you know his shirt's probably bulletproof. You know his suit's probably bulletproof. They got carbon ceramics and shit in there. So just in case you are able to get a bullet off and you try and assassinate him, just like, like Lincoln and JFK, you just know that this shit is bulletproof, right? So if we all had bulletproof clothing, they would never be able to kill anybody. So the school shootings would stop because the people be like, oh, fuck, my AR-15 doesn't work. My fucking AK-47 doesn't work. I was shooting at Jimmy and I was shooting at everybody at lunch and I can't hit them because the fucking bullets hit them. They just bounce off and they flatten out. So what'll happen? If that happens and we all have bulletproof clothing, gun sales would drop. You know why? Because now you can't kill nobody. Or at least you can't kill them with guns. So two things would happen. Knife sales would go up. Sword sales would go up, definitely. And then on top of that, the government would have to come up with like laser rifles and we'd have plasma cannons and shit. And they'd try to, okay, yeah, well, guess what? Those bulletproof suits, we can melt those using these plasma cannons. And that brings me to my other point. That's the reason why we have a Second Amendment. The reason why we have a Second Amendment has nothing to do with no fucking hunting, and it has nothing to do with hunting. That's the first thing, because they always try to use that red herring. The reason why we have a Second Amendment is because the people who had just freed themselves from the British rule said, you know what? We have to make sure that our government doesn't try to take our weapons away, because otherwise we'll end up with a tyrannical government right here in America that we just knocked off the British. Now we're going to end up with another one right here in America. This has nothing to do with no fucking hunting. The government moved up from muskets to their weapons, so the people had to keep up with the government. Let me tell you what this gun control bullshit is. This is an arms race. This is Darwinism. This is an absolute arms race. Look at the Trump finger. This is an arms race. The people arms race against the government. If the government has assault rifles, the people have to have assault rifles, because otherwise the government would have weapons that were so powerful that you would be basically under tyranny, because there'd be nothing that you could do to protect yourself from them. Now, we like to think, oh yeah, but this is a representative democracy. This is a representative democracy. We vote our leaders in and this, that, and other. First of all, the same morons that they've got talking about how much they hate guns and how much they want gun control, these are the same people who were last week protesting that the cops are shooting their kids in the back. Think about that for a second. The same blacks, the same Hispanics, the same white Antifa members and all that shit. These are the same people who were just last week protesting police shootings All last year was nothing but police shootings. All last year, nothing but police shootings. The year before that, police shootings. The year before that, it was just police shootings. So you're telling me that now you feel suddenly comfortable with getting rid of the weapons that you're allowed to have because now you feel so safe that your government is absolutely going to protect you and your rights? Let me tell you something. When you talk about you don't need guns to protect yourself, I want you to go and dig up all of those black people who'd been lynched, who were faced with crowds of Klan members and police who lynched them. I want you to find those bodies and I want you to dig them up and ask them what kind of difference a gun would make. Because I tell you right now, if those people had weapons, if those people had AR-15s, let me tell you something. Every single one of those lynchings would have turned into a fucking shootout. If those people who got kidnapped and ended up in trunks and ended up raped and murdered, if those people had guns on them, I guarantee you that shit would have turned into a fucking shootout. I guarantee you. If you dig up some of those bodies of those innocent victims and ask them, would a gun have made a difference in your life? I guarantee you the majority of them would say yeah. That's what gun control is about. Fuck these people with their bullshit on the news about fucking hunting. That's nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Gun control is about being able to protect yourself from whoever's trying to fuck with you. It doesn't matter if it's just the government. It could be some Klan member. It could be some Jehovah's Witness come to your house, won't take no for an answer, and he's like, yeah, I really want to get into your house so I could talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. No. Gun control is about being able to protect yourself. That's what it's about. God gave scorpions stingers. God gave spiders fangs. God gave fish, what do fish have? They have like sharp teeth, I think. Okay, God gave sharks and fish teeth. There's a reason why you got that shit. It's so when somebody fucks with you, you can rip them a new asshole. That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. That's what gun control is about. It's not even just the government. Anybody who fucks with you, when I pull out that Desert Eagle, suddenly you lose the urge to stop fucking with me. That's what it's about. It has nothing to do with hunting. Nothing to do with hunting. Now, as far as the AR-15 goes, listen, if you want to stop this killing and you want to stop school shootings, then this is my solution for you. What we need to do is America needs to start a new clothing company where we make bulletproof clothing for children. That's what we should do. Bulletproof clothing for children, bulletproof helmets, and, they like hoods, so if there's ever a shooting, they could just throw on the hood and now it's bulletproof. So this way, whoever's shooting at them, they'll run through their ammo like within like 2 minutes. And as soon as they finish with their ammo, they're like, holy shit, I couldn't kill anybody because these motherfuckers are wearing bulletproof clothing. I was trying to shoot them and I can't do it. That's how you stop gun murders. In fact, if we all have bulletproof clothing, the gun will be obsolete because the only reason why you need it is to kill. See, we can shoot ducks and shit with guns because they don't have bulletproof vests. We can shoot squirrels with guns because they don't have bulletproof vests. We can shoot bears, we can shoot lions, we can shoot tigers. They don't have bulletproof vests, so they're easy to kill. If you give people bulletproof clothing, the entire gun control issue disappears. And that's the truth. Yes, that's exactly right. Big truck for president. If you vote, no, and you're saying depends on the rounds. Let me tell you something. First of all, the average person isn't walking around with armor-piercing fucking bullets, and the average person isn't walking around with like 50 BMG ammo. That's not really happening. But if you get, like, for instance, we know that one of the most popular weapons in a mass murder is the AR-15. So therefore, what you have to do is have bulletproof clothing that stops AR-15 rounds. And you can keep on upgrading that to ceramic coatings and all that shit that stops AK-47 rounds. So this way, when Jimmy shoots you in the cafeteria, all that bullet does is hit you and it bounces off, or it hits you. It's like fucking Christ. In fact, no, that's exactly what we need. We need nano armor. That's what we need. If we had nanotech armor, all this school shooting shit just disappears. Because there's nothing, like, you need that crisis nano suit armor. That's what you need. I tell you, that's exactly what you need. We can make guns obsolete. Imagine people thinking, oh shit, I want something to be able to shoot and kill people, but the shit don't work because everybody's got bulletproof fucking clothes on. That's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. That's the only way you'll ever get rid of guns. And when you do get rid of guns, you can bet that somebody will come up with a more efficient way to kill people. It'll be a plasma rifle. It'll be a laser gun. It'll be a rail gun. You don't know what it's going to be, but that's exactly what will happen. You need bulletproof. His suit is bulletproof. That's what you need, bulletproof suits. His suit is bulletproof. The president has a bulletproof suit. The president himself has a bulletproof suit. That's the only way. That is the only way. Forget gun control. Gun control is bullshit. Right now it's February. You can bet that there's going to be a lot more murders between now and fucking November. You can bet. But if the president has a bulletproof suit, why can't I get a bulletproof suit? You know, like, could you imagine, like, the cops pull you over and they shoot you like 40 times because you picked up a cell phone and they told you not to move and shit, and you picked up a cell phone and they thought it was a gun, and they shoot you like 40 times, and you're like, holy shit, wait a minute, I shot this guy fucking 40 times and he's still alive. How the fuck are you alive? And you'd be like, hey, look at this, asshole. I got the Carhartt bulletproof overalls, you stupid bastard, you dumbass pig. Yeah, go back to your precinct, get yourself more bullets, because you can't shoot me because I got the Black Panther suit on. I got the Black Panther nano suit. Fuck you. That's how you get rid of guns. And that's the attitude you have to adopt. This is an arms race. This is an arms race. This is Darwinism given form. That's what this is. AR-15, I can make the AR-15 obsolete if I can make it so you can't kill anybody with it. I can make the AK-47 obsolete if I can make it so you can't kill anybody with it. Glock 9s wouldn't stand a chance against my bulletproof armor. And if everybody has it, well, you know, I guarantee you school shootings you wouldn't be able to shoot nobody. I mean, you think about it, that guy Paddock, he was a quarter mile away with a load of guns shooting on a fucking crowd. They had no chance to react. They had no chance to figure out what was happening. They didn't even know they were being shot at until it was too late. But guess what? Had they had my bulletproof suits on, my bulletproof clothing, like they had bulletproof t-shirts, bulletproof pants and all that shit, I guarantee you Paddock would have been like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not even going to bother because I can't kill anybody. I can shoot at them, but I might hit one of them, but I can't kill a bunch of people if they got bulletproof fucking clothes. And that's how you have to do it. It's just like if you go to Brazil. Brazil, they've got bulletproof cars because kidnappings are off the fucking hook. You know, that's how you have to think. This is an arms race. That's exactly what this is. I don't know what this turkey's saying. Let me turn this shit up.
Nonsense about a gun-free zone.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It sounds so good. It sounds so great.
You stupid asshole.
Such a target for the killer. They look for gun-free zones.
Well, I could agree with that.
Believe it or not, they don't want to get killed.
No, they do. They don't care. It's not that they don't want to get killed. They don't care. They just want to be able to carry out their plan. See, the problem is if they were to go shoot up a police precinct, their shootout would last a lot less. It wouldn't be as long because they'd get shot by the cops. They go to places where they can shoot people who can't fight back.
He did actually escape. They had a great policeman in a different community.
Don't you just love the way this idiot explains shit? Don't you just love it? Don't you just love this guy when he explains shit to you like you don't know shit? Like I don't have 2 master's degrees? I love it when this guy is explaining shit to me. I love it. I love it. That's the reason why this guy is the best person you could have in office right now, because he is a test of the U.S. Constitution. He's a test for us to understand just how much bullshit this Constitution can take until somebody gets impeached. And right now, they're not doing very well with that. This asshole. Trump went to no fucking Ivy League school. Let me tell you something. Trump has conned you and scammed you. Trump went to... he didn't fucking go to no real Ivy League school. What he did was his father got him into the school using lots of money and got him in there. And this guy has multiple deferments and talks about how pro-military he is. And you idiots fall for that shit. And this guy had multiple deferments to stay as far out of the military as possible. And he's conning you. But no, Trump's not just a bullshitter. This guy is a master level. Look at the Trump finger. He's a master level bullshitter. This guy is a troll. He's a troll. He's talking, oh yeah, I'm pro-military. I'm pro-military. No one's more militaristic than I am. He actually said that stupid shit. This guy is a troll. And it just so happens that America is full of enough dumbass voters to fall for his bullshit. Now, a lot of them voted against him, and a lot of them, you know, refrained from voting. But guess what? Come November, he's a lame duck. And after that, he's a one-term president. That is my prophecy for you at this point. You know, this guy is getting voted out. No, voters do mean a lot. The problem is they always want to convince you that voting doesn't mean shit. Let me tell you something. If you vote on your local elections and you vote on your midterm elections, let me tell you something. Voting means a fuckload. Yes, it does. Don't ever let anybody convince you that voting doesn't work. It works. Ask all those racists how much their vote meant when we showed up to vote and we decided who we wanted for president, like when we voted for Clinton or we voted for Obama. Yeah, voting works. It does work. It may not solve your problems because your problems are, personal. What's this bitch saying? Oh, God, Betsy DeVos. Is that Betsy DeVos? Betsy DeVos doesn't know shit about schooling. She doesn't know shit about schooling. When I say she doesn't know shit about schooling, she couldn't teach her way out of a wet paper bag. If she went into a kindergarten, those kids would laugh at her, and they might beat the shit out of this woman, that old ass. They might tear her old ass up. She doesn't know jack. Look at this guy. Look at this guy with the hand folding. Don't you just love that? Don't you just love it? These losers. I can't believe this is our government. What a joke. She couldn't teach her way out of a wet paper knapsack. A wet paper knapsack. She doesn't know the first thing about education, but she's in there. You know why? Because voting worked. It worked for the idiots that were willing to elect this asshole based on all that shit that he was talking about Hillary, all that trolling that he did about Hillary. And see, I'll tell you, one thing I have to say about the Second Amendment is I really do appreciate the constitutional right, especially the first one, which I use liberally. The First Amendment gives me the right to talk as much shit as I want, and I don't have to worry about the Nazis or anybody showing up at my door. And if they ever did try to show up to my door saying I couldn't say what I'm saying, well, guess what? That's why I got the Second Amendment. That's how it works. The amendments were put forth in order. So the First Amendment says I could talk as much shit as I want, and then the Second Amendment says if you try to show up and say I can't talk shit, I'm going to shoot your ass. George Washington didn't use his First Amendment against the British. He shot them to death. Those red coats got a lot redder. I don't know. How many of y'all actually sat through history class and learned about those red coats? Those red coats, the British, those stupid idiots, they came here with red coats on, and they stood out in the background. It's like, hey, those motherfuckers over there, those are British people. Let's shoot them. That's how. Could you imagine if the American Revolution was fought with fucking AR-15s? Could you imagine that shit? Could you imagine that? Holy shit. Those British, man, them people would have ran back to that king. They'd be like, yo, these motherfuckers got assault weapons over there. Holy shit. Look at this guy. This guy's a turkey. Here, look at he's winking and shit. This guy's hilarious. I love this guy. I love this guy. Him and his entire cabinet of buffoons and soon-to-be impeached morons. I can't wait till Mueller puts his fist up each and every one of their asses and yanks out their teeth. I can't wait. It's going to be funny. I need a bigger television. This right here, 50-inch right here, bedroom TV, this is a 50-inch. I need a bigger TV just to watch the madness that's going to ensue. 80-inch, my 80-inch is not big enough. I need something bigger. The president meets with state and local officials to talk about school safety. My ass. There's nothing you could do. I'm telling you, my idea is smarter. Could you imagine how many Americans I could put to work if we were making bulletproof clothing? Could you imagine? I could put everybody to work. It doesn't matter how dumb you are or uneducated you are. I could put everybody to work, and we'll do nothing but make bulletproof clothing for children. Could you imagine that shit? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine bulletproof clothing on the kids and a stray bullet hits one of them and the kid's like, oh shit, I got hit by a stray bullet. And he just gets up and he's like, oh shit, man, that's the third time this week I got hit by a stray bullet here in Chicago. All right, well, let me get up and go back to the store because, I got to get out of here. There's a lot of stray bullets flying around. I ain't got time for this shit. Could you imagine that? You got bulletproof fucking clothing on. Could you imagine that shit? I could put all Americans back to work. We'll make bulletproof clothing for the world's worst war zones, and we'll make so much bulletproof clothing until guns won't mean anything anymore and people stop using guns, and then we'll have, like, laser swords and rifles and shit. We'll have, like, plasma guns. That would be so cool. That'd be so cool. Like on Star Trek, when you shoot people, you vaporize them. So you don't even have to clean up the body parts because they get vaporized. That would be so cool. See, that's how you bring about the future. It's an arms race. That's what you have to do. You know, it's just like Darwinism knows. All of natural evolution is based on an arms race. It's like if one animal gets a stinger, then the other animal develops a shell. And that animal gets to live a little bit longer. Or any animal that didn't have a shell gets killed off, and the animals that have shells meet the animals with the stingers, and then the animals with the stingers get their asses kicked because they're like, oh, fuck, my stinger doesn't work because this motherfucker over here's got a shell. I didn't know he had a shell. How did that lobster get that fucking shell? That's bullshit. I was supposed to be able to sting his ass and kill him. I can't sting this bastard. And the lobster's laughing. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, let me get you with my claws, motherfucker. I'm going to rip your ass apart with my claws. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm going to rip you with my claws. Yeah, it's survival of the fittest. It's Darwinism. It's an arms race. That's what people don't understand or they're not willing to admit. It's an arms race. You have to be prepared for Darwinism. That's what this is. That's what it's always been. That's what it's always been, and that's what it always will be. Long ago, Cain killed Abel. Now, had Abel had an AR-15, Cain wouldn't have been able to kill Abel that easily because Abel would pump that motherfucker with bullets. And his father would say, hey, Abel, why'd you shoot Cain like that? And he'd be like, well, Cain came after me, and I had to stand my ground. Oh, stop with that Obama's a terrorist shit. You guys are idiots. All of you Fox News, Alex Jones listening morons, you're all idiots. I just want you to know that. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can go, first of all, you could fucking block yourself and then you can get lost. I hate these people. Oh, yeah, Obama's a terrorist. Hillary's a terrorist. They started ISIS. That's some shit that this moron started to say. This moron. This guy. The only thing that got him there was his daddy's money. That's the only thing that got him there. His daddy's money. And he had just enough money and just enough intelligence to tell people, I'm not going to show you my taxes, and then I'm going to troll you up until I get into the White House. And once he got into the White House, now he's the top troll in chief. His daddy's money. That's the only thing that got him there. His daddy's money. Because if this bastard had to start where I'm starting, where I had to start on the ground before I started making money, if he had to start there, you'd never see this motherfucker as a president because he'd never have made it. He'd be a 3-card Monty dealer right on Fifth Avenue. It's like, yeah, well, you know, he has so many loyal supporters that if he stole somebody's money in a game of 3-card Monty, that nobody would leave him. That it's true. It is so true. It's so true. The only thing that got you there was your daddy's money. And that's the truth. And the rest of these pussies are too pussy to call you out. The only thing that got you there was your daddy's money. I can't even say that about Obama. Obama didn't have daddy's money. He didn't even have mommy's money. I can't say that about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton didn't have daddy's money. The only thing that got this turkey there was daddy's money. Now, what I do appreciate about him is he's hilarious. Because, you know, I like funny people. I like funny people who tell jokes and make me laugh. This guy makes me laugh, and he does so by trolling people, which, unfortunately, is highly unpresidential. And because it's so unpresidential, you know, that kind of makes me do some self-reflection and say, you know, I really shouldn't support an asshole like this who's trolling everybody, and they're too stupid to realize it. And then you got Fox News running interception. You got Alex Jones with his bullshit, you know. The only thing that got you there was daddy's money, and you're a one-term president. This guy is out of there. He's out of there soon. He's out of there. 1 year. That's all it is. All it is. After this year, he's a lame duck. Look at him. Look at him. Have you ever seen a president? Look at this guy. He acts like he just doesn't give a fuck. And you know what? He doesn't. He doesn't. He absolutely doesn't. But what I will say again, if you want to solve gun control, I'm telling you, this is all you got to do. Bulletproof clothing. That's all we need. Bulletproof clothing, bulletproof hoodies, bulletproof helmets. Think about it like this. If Trayvon Martin had bulletproof clothing, he'd still be here. If Biggie Smalls had bulletproof clothing, he'd still be here. If Tupac had bulletproof clothing, he'd still be here. If John F. Kennedy had bulletproof clothing, he'd still be here. If, who else? Who else got shot in the stomach or the back or the chest? I can't really think of anybody. But I'll say it like this. If they had bulletproof clothing, they'd still be here. They'd still be here because a headshot would have just been a little too hard, and if you shot them in the back and they got their hoodie on, there's nothing you'd be able to do about it. John Lennon, bulletproof clothing. Well, you know who's going to be against me, who's not going to want the bulletproof clothing? There's some major organizations that are going to say, no, we don't need bulletproof clothing. The NRA does not want bulletproof clothing. I think the reason why is obvious. They don't want bulletproof clothing. The police do not want bulletproof clothing. Obviously, because if the people that they're shooting at have bulletproof clothing, they're not going to be able to shoot them. Not up until they're able to make plasma rifles. I'm pretty sure there's other people who don't want, the Army doesn't want bulletproof clothing because, see, basically most of these armies, they want to be able to just walk over to other people's countries and just kill whoever they feel like killing. But if you got bulletproof clothing, well, that makes it a little bit harder. See, what I'm talking about is making guns obsolete. Now, you can still buy your fucking AR-15 if you really want it. You could buy all the assault rifles and shit you want, but guess what? You won't be able to kill anybody with them because everybody will have fucking nanosuits on. Wouldn't that be brilliant? Wouldn't that be brilliant? We can achieve that. If they can make bulletproof clothing in South America, I know we could do it worldwide. We can go to Africa, we can go to Wakanda, and we can get some fucking vibranium, and we can make everybody vibranium t-shirts. We can make vibranium sneakers, vibranium t-shirts, vibranium jeans. You know how people get shot in the leg and it fractures their femur? Never again. Never again. We can make bulletproof fitted hats out of vibranium. Or we'll just use that ceramic nano weave. We could do it. We could do it. If these motherfuckers are so crazy they're talking about arming teachers, I really think that bulletproof clothing makes more sense. I think it's more achievable. Arming the fucking teachers. I know some teachers that are so fucking crazy. The last thing you'd want is those assholes having a gun in your classroom because they might point that shit at you and say, do your homework on putting a hole in your fucking head. You know, some of these teachers are stressed the fuck out and they can't handle this shit because they're going to work every day wondering whether or not they're next. It's like, if you really think about it, I'm pretty sure everybody knows a teacher who's stressed the fuck out and should have retired a long time ago. They come home complaining all the time. Oh, you'll never guess what Jerry did to me. Jerry fucking attacked me in class, and then I had to file a 1040. I had to file an anti-Jimmy fucking note in the school with the principal, and Jimmy, he laughed at me. I'm sure everybody knows a bad teacher. In fact, if you don't know any, all you got to do is watch the news and you can see, I want you to think about this. Can somebody please count the number of sub 35-year-old white women that they have seen on television who've been former teachers and slept with their male students or their female students? Can anybody count those women for me? I mean, I think within the last 3 years, there were like 2 guys who ran away with the female student and they were messing with them, dating them, sex with them, and this, that, and the other. It's like, you don't want these people having fucking guns. Believe me, some of these people are stressed the fuck out and insane. You do not want these people having fucking guns. See, this is why I like Fox News. Fox News hires the hottest women they can get. They got black hotties. They got white women with legs and shit. And when you watch it, it's like the legs all pop. They put the guy all the way in the back in the middle. It's like subliminal messaging. They got the guy all the way in the back. In fact, I wonder, are they going to go to their round table? They got the hot women on Fox News. When you watch MSNBC, everybody looks like fucking Harry Potter. Rachel Maddow looks like Harry Potter. Sally Cohn looks like Harry Potter. You got that guy, I can't even remember his name because I don't watch that shit. Looks like Harry Potter. Everybody looks like Harry Potter. I don't know why. They all got these big, thick, just like Trump said, they got these big, thick glasses that make them look smarter. It's like everybody looks like Harry Potter. I can't watch that shit. See, when I know fake news is Fox News. I know that they're fake. But if I'm going to watch the news, I want to see hot women. Okay? Hot women keeps you watching. It's just like with those Spanish news stations where you see those women, they barely got anything on. It looks like they're porn stars, all of them. And they're hot as hell. It's like, that's the reason why I'm watching. You think I give a shit? If I want to know the news, I'll ask Siri. If I want to know what the weather is, I could ask Siri. But nah, I tune in so I can see hot legs in HD. 4K. 4K HD. I want to see some hot-ass women. That's right. That's the reason why. And Fox knows it. They know it. That's why they put the women on there, man. That shit looks like a pantyhose commercial. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like a leg. It was like a conglomerate between legs and sheer. And they got a pantyhose commercial going on. It's ridiculous. Hot-ass women. That's why they had why do you think they had so much sexual allegations on the Me Too movement up at Fox News? It's because those guys couldn't control themselves. They come to work every day. The women are hot. It's like those guys, man, they'd be in their back room. They couldn't control that shit. They'd be in the bathroom with some paper towels. Shit. Come on, I don't want to see this old turkey. I want to see some hot women, damn it. Oh, this sucks. I should say, hey, Xbox, go to some hot women. I don't care what you think. This is boring. Okay, well, I'm done. I'm done. Because this guy, I can't watch this old guy and his turkey neck and his back end. I can't watch this guy. I don't want to see this guy. This guy's got nothing to say. Who's that? Mike Wallace? That loser? Chris Wallace, Mike Wallace? I don't know the difference. They're both assholes. Yeah, Chris Wallace. So, yeah, whatever. Chris Wallace. You guys are losers. I don't know. You think I care what you have to say about guns, Chris Wallace? You're a jerk. You're a loser. I don't want to hear anything you got to say. Where the women at? This guy's boring. This guy is boring. Yeah, I'm getting out of here because, you know, I don't want my viewers to get bored listening to me talk about politics with these two assholes. Look at this guy. Yeah, we're going to arm the teachers. We're going to arm the teachers. If we arm the teachers, everything will be okay. If anybody tries to shoot the school up, the teachers can get up and pull out their Desert Eagle and they can shoot the kids. It's like, stupid. Do you understand how insane that shit is? Could you imagine? And this bastard was using smoke bombs in the hallway. He's using smoke bombs. You're going to shoot through the fucking smoke? Really? Really? Yeah, okay. I can't watch these people. I just can't. I can't. Absolutely not. These guys suck. All right. Well, that's about it for me because these guys got nothing to say now. They got nothing to say. What we need is bulletproof clothing.